First at 4, classes canceled after a deadly assault at a local high school. We're going to talk about who died, who's been arrested, and we've just learned when the school will reopen. And Kim has your weekend forecast.
Well, the clouds have arrived and rain is not far behind. Temperatures right now in the 50s. We'll talk about whether that rain will affect your weekend plans in a couple of minutes.
He's the very definition of a workhorse. He worked hard his entire life, but when he lost his sight, what happened next is absolutely incredible. I'll show you how you can help give this horse a chance at a better retirement.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4. A suspect is in custody right now, and a local high school is closed after an attack on campus. Police say they rushed to Redford Union High School last evening. Luckily, it was after classes were over. No students were around. Investigators say there was some kind of assault involving 2 employees of a third-party custodial staff. One died. The other, a 42-year-old Detroit resident, was arrested. The school district released a statement saying in part the safety of our students, staff, and the entire school community is our highest priority. And at no time were any students or district staff members involved or in danger as a result of this incident. We're told school will reopen on Monday. Detroit police working with prosecutors at this hour to bring charges in the murder of a neurosurgeon found dead in his Boston Edison home. This happened more than 6 months ago. You may recall Dr. Devin Hover was found wrapped in a sheet in a crawl space in his home during a welfare check. Medical examiners confirmed he was shot several times. Police believe the person responsible knew the doctor but haven't made an arrest. We did just get this video of Chief James White giving the Board of Police Commissioners an update on the case.
We have an active team of investigators that are very active with the prosecutor's office. We are confident that we should be able to bring some closure to this family very, very soon. I get a weekly update on the case, and I can tell the board that it is moving forward.
Chief says there might be an arrest by the end of the year. We did reach out for more details, but he's not commenting right now. New at 5, we're going to check in on the investigation surrounding the murder of synagogue leader Samantha Wohl and why the chief says they still have a lot of work to do on that case. And tomorrow, we are going to get a better look at the UAW's tentative agreement with General Motors. It was the last automaker to reach a deal. Union President Shawn Fain will make another live appearance on Facebook noon on Saturday. Now, the deal is similar to those at Ford and Stellantis, but members will be able to review the full language online, and that starts tomorrow. Yesterday, the Stellantis Executive Council voted to send its contract to the rank and file for a vote. Union members are already voting at Ford, but final results are not likely until the middle of the month. For many of you, it's finally Friday, but some of us could see some rain showers this evening. Kim Adams is standing by with your first forecast. That's important for those high school football games, Kim.
Well, the football games are going to start out dry, just a little bit cloudy, fairly mild with temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Now, by the end of the game, we can't rule out a scattered shower. Most games will be dry, but just kind of keep that in mind as you make your preparations and head out tonight. 57 degrees downtown. It's mild in Mount Clemens, 53, 54 in Pontiac, and 56 out at Metro Airport. About 5 to 7 degrees warmer right now than it was just 24 hours ago as temperatures continue to climb all the way through the beginning of next week. So tomorrow we make it right back into the mid 50s. Start the day with possibly a brief shower, but the rest of the day will be dry, setting us up for a fairly nice weekend and warm. Monday, we're at 60 degrees before we fall back down into the 40s by the middle of the week. We'll talk more about the showers we have headed our way overnight in a few minutes.
Well, should there be a humanitarian pause to the fighting in Gaza? That is the question Israel is facing as its forces try to break the rule of Hamas, but they're also creating a humanitarian crisis. Today, America's Secretary of State went to Tel Aviv to talk about that question, and Kimberly Gill joins us now with more on those comments and how Israel says it is trying to protect its civilians.
Yeah, you're right. Karen, good afternoon to you. We'll get to those comments in just a second, but first, we're tracking the fighting in Gaza and a new sign that this war could widen with another terror group talking about getting involved. Israel's military has released new video of its ground forces operating in Gaza. The troops have surrounded Gaza City and say they've killed another Hamas commander and recovered weapons, including AK-47 rifles and submachine guns. Today, the leader of Hezbollah says it's launched cross-border fighting with Israel from Lebanon, and it's ready to do more, but stopped short of saying it's fully engaging in the conflict. While the United States is pushing for humanitarian pauses to bring more relief into Gaza, Israel's president says his country is taking steps to minimize the impact of its attacks on civilians.
We've carried out 6 million text messages and 4 million phone calls to the citizens of Gaza according to the rules of international law, where we alerted the citizens in advance, including before the Jabalia attack. Please move out, because as we have the right for self-defense, we want you to go out.
A number of legitimate questions were raised in our discussions today, including how to use any period of pause to maximize the flow of humanitarian assistance, how to connect a pause to the release of hostages, how to ensure that Hamas doesn't use these pauses or arrangements to its own advantage.
Now, Israel's prime minister has said there won't be a pause in fighting until hostages taken on October 7th are released. The United States hopes to use a pause for more negotiations, but it's still not clear if anybody is willing to bend at this point.
And then you mentioned Hezbollah. What do the experts say in terms of if they start to become involved in this?
So from what I understand, Hezbollah is believed to be a lot stronger than Hamas, with weapons that can strike deep into Israel, and they're based in Lebanon. Israel is promising to unleash vast destruction there if all war erupts. So it's a lot to watch. We'll continue to watch it. We'll have an update when you join us for Local 4 News at 5.
All right. As always, we appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. Well, the United States Supreme Court has agreed to decide whether a ban on those bump stocks actually violates federal law. You'll probably recall bump stocks are attachments that allow semi-automatic weapons to fire like machine guns. The Trump administration banned them after a mass shooting in Vegas killed 58 people back in 2017. People challenging the ban argue the ATF exceeded its authority by reclassifying bump stocks as machine guns. Federal appeals courts have split on the ban. The Supreme Court should hear arguments early next year. Okay, now this story of a workhorse that really needs a helping hand right now so the horse can enjoy retirement. It's a draft horse and was almost destroyed when he lost his vision and couldn't do his job anymore. Well, now an animal sanctuary has stepped in, and it's hoping someone will step up to help this beast of burden. Paula Tubman joins us now from a farm in Oxford, where we're hoping to have a happy ending to this story, Paula.
Yeah, we really are. So this is Pat, and I just kind of want to turn him around a little bit, because if you look, you can actually see that's just one of the cataracts. It's going to cost really almost what it takes to run this farm with more than 100 animals on a monthly basis to fix both eyes. But they really want to raise the money in order to do this so this great horse can enjoy his retirement. I do want to alert animal lovers that some of the details of this story could be really tough to hear. It is an immutable fact for most beasts of burden. The sad truth is most work their entire lives. The epitome of the words workhorse. Few, however, enjoy retirement. That's not the case at the Pan Equus Animal Sanctuary in Oxford. Here, the big farm beasts that can no longer serve humans run free in large fields, enjoy the loving hand of humans, and live out their lives in peace and happiness. And so it is fortunate that Pat, a draft horse working north of the Thumb in Michigan, came to their attention after going blind.
When his useful life was done, they were going to send him to the knackers. He would have gone to auction, in which the meat buyers would have picked him up.
The sanctuary peeps offered $500 and were lucky enough to get him before the meat factory offered $800. When they got Pat to the sanctuary, they realized it's not that he's completely blind, it's just that he has cataracts. And it just so happens that MSU can remove big animal cataracts. But the evaluation costs, and if Pat is a candidate, the surgery is expensive.
The surgery runs $10,000 per eye, which is a lot of money for not in our budget, let's just put it that way.
In just 2 short weeks, Pat's life is already different. When he was led off that trailer to safety, he was literally downtrodden.
I saw a horse that was just tired, and he just... See, I knew this was going to happen.
He had no idea how to even take treats by hand.
Good boy.
The signs of his service numerous and heartbreaking.
This is from the halter here, and this is here, and all these is where it's worn.
Well, you just hitch him to a horse that can see. If he's not working, they're not feeding him, and they just ship them.
But here he will live out the rest of his days with love, care, kindness, and respect. And the hope is that one day he'll be able to actually see how wonderful his life has become.
It'd be nice for him to live out his retirement, being able to have freedom, which he never had before. We just kind of feel as though in the end, you owe him something.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we do. So listen, here's the thing. He's going to get great care here. In fact, the co-founder is a veterinarian. The bottom line is he could live another, 6, 7, maybe 8 years. You can see me trying to navigate this huge beast. At the end of the day, Karen, think about this. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do a story where we actually show him being evaluated and then him able to see as he runs out in the field with the other horses. So we're going to put the name of the organization and a link on our website, clickondetroit.com. So if you can help try to get this beautiful guy's eyesight back, right? Look at you.
That would be wonderful.
Amazing.
I like what that lady said. We owe it to him for all of the work that he's done. I'm looking forward, and I believe that we're going to have a good, positive follow-up. Paula, thank you very much. We appreciate it.